The Galactic Federation training facility orbiting Proxima Centauri fell silent as the human delegate entered the gymnasium. Captain Jack Miller was stocky by human standards, but among the willowy representatives of the other Federation species, he resembled a compact bulldozer. The delegation from Earth had arrived 3 standard cycles ago, and today marked the first joint training session. Commander Xith of the Velaran Guard narrowed his 4 eyes skeptically. His species had dominated interstellar combat tactics for 7 millennia. Their bone-reinforced exoskeletons and natural agility made them fearsome warriors throughout known space, until now. That human will demonstrate their exercise regimen, announced Director Prill, her translucent antennae quivering with diplomatic nervousness. Remember, their homeworld possesses 1.3 times standard gravity and extreme climate variations. Jack smiled politely and began removing his uniform jacket. This is just a light workout routine we do to stay conditioned. Nothing special. The 30 alien warriors arranged themselves around the training floor. None had fought a human before, though rumors had spread rapidly after first contact. Humans came from what Federation scientists classified as a Class 12 death world, a planet so hostile that evolution had produced only the most adaptable and resilient species. First, some basic cardio, Jack explained, beginning to jog around the perimeter of the facility. Commander Xith snorted through his breathing slits. Primitive bipedal locomotion, inefficient and. The commander's assessment died in his throat as the human completed his 10th lap without any apparent fatigue. 15 minutes later, Jack finished his 30th circuit, breathing harder but still composed. Now for some bodyweight exercises, he announced. What followed left the assembled warriors in stunned silence. The human dropped to the ground and performed 100 push-ups without pause. Several of the more delicate species representatives visibly recoiled as Jack's muscles flexed beneath his skin in ways their physiology couldn't comprehend. Lieutenant Drawl of the Mephiscian Coalition whispered to his compatriot, "Their endoskeleton allows for such leverage. The compression forces alone would shatter our support structures." Jack moved to pull-ups next, gripping an overhead bar and hoisting his entire body weight repeatedly, 50 times in quick succession. 3 Heralax warriors, known across 7 systems for their climbing prowess, exchanged alarmed glances. "The strength-to-weight ratio is impossible," one chittered quietly. "Their musculature must be artificially enhanced." Director Prill nervously interrupted, "Captain Miller, perhaps a demonstration of your species' flexibility." Jack nodded and transitioned seamlessly into a series of stretches. While not extraordinarily flexible by human standards, the sight of his limbs bending at joints in multiple directions caused several delegates to instinctively back away. Commander Xith, determined to maintain his species' reputation, stepped forward. "Impressive stamina, human, but combat requires more than mere endurance. Perhaps a sparring demonstration?" Jack shrugged. "If you'd like, we typically train in several martial arts forms." What happened next would be discussed in hushed tones across Federation outposts for years to come. The human and Velaran circled each other on the mat. Sith struck first, his reinforced limb moving with remarkable speed. Jack simply pivoted, allowing the blow to miss by millimeters. 3 more strikes followed, each evaded with minimal movement. "Impossible reflexes," muttered a Talarian observer, its photoreceptors widening. When Jack finally counterattacked, the sound of his fist impacting Sith's exoskeleton echoed throughout the facility. The commander staggered backward, his species equivalent of shock evident in his posture. "Apologies," Jack said. "I'm still adjusting to different physiologies." Director Prill quickly intervened. "Perhaps a demonstration of your species' recovery capabilities?" Jack nodded, seemingly unperturbed by the exchange. Humans heal remarkably fast compared to most species. Broken bones mend in weeks, soft tissue injuries even faster. A horrified murmur spread through the crowd. The concept of a severed limb not being permanently debilitating was unfathomable to many present. "And pain tolerance?" asked a heavily armored Krell warrior. "Varies by individual, but generally high," Jack replied. "We evolved as persistence hunters, tracking prey for days until exhaustion made them vulnerable." The revelation caused several delegates to instinctively move toward exits. A species that hunted not with superior weaponry or natural advantages, but through sheer relentless pursuit, contradicted everything they understood about predator evolution. To conclude today's demonstration, Jack continued, oblivious to the growing discomfort. We'll finish with some high-intensity interval training. What followed? Rapid bursts of explosive movements, jumps, sprints, and complex calisthenics cemented the growing realization among the Federation representatives. Humans weren't just another species. They were biological anomalies, creatures whose baseline existence required physiological capabilities that other species considered emergency survival mechanisms. As Jack completed his workout, barely winded after what would have hospitalized most delegates, Commander Xith approached Director Prill. "The Federation Council must be informed," he whispered urgently. "If this is their light exercise, what might constitute their warfare?" Jack toweled off his face, noticing the strange silence. "Everything okay? I've got some other routines if you're interested." Director Prill's translator struggled to convey her diplomatic tone. "That won't be necessary, Captain Miller. I believe today's demonstration has been most illuminating." Later that cycle, an emergency transmission was dispatched to all Federation military commands. Human military integration requires immediate protocol revisions. Classification upgraded to Apex Tier allies. Under no circumstances provoke conflict. Jack, meanwhile, returned to the Earth delegation's quarters, slightly disappointed. They seemed unimpressed, he told his colleagues. "I didn't even get to show them our weight training regimen."